for the organization within now GTMA, the Global Traditional Martial Arts, GSM Taekwondo is a style. I look at it as if it's the old school 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s training stuff with the modern twist to meet the current market. So I definitely like that. Everything flows a lot better. It's not, so repetitive. We still do the same number of techniques. If we're doing a punch, we might do a 100 punch, but we're not going to stand in a single stance and do 100 punches.
Mm-hmm.
We break it up so that way our students can build that reputation, build that muscle memory, and it becomes natural. So I just like the way everything just flows a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think that it's a modern take on traditional martial arts is what it is. And I like the way we incorporate the weapons with it too. Mm-hmm. And then there are MMA components, which I think you got to evolve with. So, I've been very pleased with the adjustment on it. Not to mention we have Grandmaster G.K. Lee, who is easily one of the baddest men I've ever encountered. I don't know if I told you, I told him last time we were together, when I was 16, I went to a spontaneous knife defense course with him. And he came and taught it. He was the instructor. And he comes, and there's, a full class of instructors. And he had this little red plastic knife back then. And I still had one at the school for a long time, the red knife. Mm-hmm. So it's hard. It's a hard knife, right? But it's plastic, so it's for practice. Anyway, he had me stand against the wall. And he was probably around my age at the time when this happened. So he was maybe in his mid-30s. But he was around my age. He was a grown man, right? And from my perspective as a 16-year-old, he's this old guy, and he's smaller, and so I was underestimating him, of course. So I'm young, and I think I'm fast. And the drill was I was supposed to stand against the wall, and then he was going to try to stab me in my solar plexus with the knife, and I was supposed to try to use this technique to avoid him stabbing me. So anyway, he stabbed me like 47 times in 30 seconds in the same spot in my solar plexus. And I remember it was hurting, and it's red, and I was knocking my breath out every time, and he's just so fast. In that same seminar, he had brought a Muay Thai world champion, big young guy. I remember he had big old calves. Mm-hmm. And they get to doing this kicking drill, where we kick, shuffle, shuffle, kick, shuffle, shuffle. And he was out kicking this kid. Like, that's how fast he was. So, and then to this day, this guy's still phenomenal.
Oh, he is.
He was a Rock Army instructor. He's just a freaking beast, man. So I think it's awesome that in GTMA we have, and he's a good person. He's a phenomenal martial artist. They came here to visit their cellar just mm-hmm. because they knew I was involved in it. They came all the way from Arkansas. And I think that says a lot that he would go to support his juniors like that.
Yes, sir.
So I think we're very blessed to have Grandmaster GK.
Yeah, all the senior staff, him, Mrs. Lee, and our CEO, all that stuff. They're great people to be with.
Yeah, and they're all martial artists, which I think is very important. They all understand what we're trying to do because they participate. They eat, sleep, breathe it just like we do.
Yes, I still remember this from when Chief Master Kathleen came by and was talking with us about it. We're a martial arts organization for martial artists. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, and again, I think it's very important.